Hey guys, welcome to another lecture video on linear equations. Today we're actually going to just do some more examples and get you guys more familiar with linear equations. So let's actually just dive right in and start doing some problems. So before all of these problems, try it yourself and do your best and just check your answers with me. That's the best way to learn. Just do everything yourself and come back and check with me again. So let's start with problem number one. Well, I said 1, but I wrote A. Let's go 3 over 4x minus 21 over 6 equals 5 over 6. So the goal is the usual. Let's isolate for x, figure out what x is. So now we have fractions. We're going to deal with more fractions today. So let's do what we normally would do. So 3 over 4x, we want to get rid of the 21 over 6, move it to the right-hand side. So we just have to add it to both sides. 21 over 6. So normally I would also write 21 over 6 on this side, but I want you guys to get used to just writing it as in you're moving from this side to the other by just adding. And that's sort of the shortcut to use. Instead of operating on both sides, now you're sort of seeing it as a transformation from moving from one thing on the left-hand side to the right-hand side. So I want you guys to get used to this. So I'm not going to write it on both sides, and it's going to make it a lot easier for us. So now let's simplify this down. So you get 26 over 6 which is, let's simplify that down further. That's just 13 over 3. And now we have 3 over 4x. And all we have to do is multiply this out. So we get 13 times 4 over 3 and 3x on this side. And we have 13 times 4 is 52 over 3 times 3x. Let's divide that 3 and you get 52 over 9. And that's the answer. Hopefully you guys got that. Let's move on to question example number 2. Let's actually write 2 this time instead of B. Switch it up, confuse them. So let's move on to this example. Once again, pause for, just reading the answers. So let's get this going. Okay, so 2 over 3x minus 2 is equal to 3 over 2x plus 1 over 6. So what's the strategy here? Well, let's start moving the x's to one side and moving the other constants to the other side, so just the numbers. So let's do 2 over 3x minus 3 over 2x minus 2 is equal to 1 over 6. And before we do anything else, let's move that over. So let's do 2 over 3x minus 3 over 2x is 1 over 6 plus 2. Let's simplify the right-hand side first. So let's get common denominator. So this is really a 1. So you're going to multiply this by 6, multiply this by 6. So you're getting 1 over 6 plus 12 over 6. Let's simplify that down. 13 over 6 now. And on this side, since we both have the same coefficients, the same variable, we can actually just do the math on this and then combine them together. So if we remember distributive law, this is the same as x times 2 over 3 minus 3 over 2. And if you were to distribute this out, you get the same thing. So all you have to do is just treat the coefficients as its own number and just simplify that. So what do we do on this side? We have to multiply this by 2, and this by 2, this by 3, and this by 3 to get a common denominator. So you get x over 4 over 6 minus 9 over 6. And if we simplify this down, you get minus 5x over 6 is equal to 13 over 6. Now what we do is multiply 6 on both sides to get rid of this. So multiplying 6 on both sides would get you minus 5x and 6 here. I'm just writing this out so you guys can see where the 6 goes. And then you can see that we can cancel these two out because we divide 6 over 6. It's nothing. And 5 over x equals 13. So keep in mind, if you have two things that are common on both sides, you can get rid of them because you just divide it by that factor. So they're equal on both sides. So removing that thing would leave it equal. So now we're back here, minus 5x is equal to 13. To solve for x, all we have to do is divide by minus 5. So we get minus 13 over 5. And there's another one. I'm going to go up And I am going to erase this so we can have some space to do the next problem. So let's get rid of all that. It's probably faster for me to use this. So the next problem is a little bit more involved and a little more challenging. So let's give that a try. So we're doing, I guess this was number 3 then. Let's do 3 over 2 times 5 over, I don't even know where the question went. There we go. 5 over 9 x plus 4 over 27 equals 3. So this looks a little more intimidating than the ones we've done, but it's the same. Let's start with just distributing out everything. So first you want to do is check if anything can be reduced, and usually questions are already pre-reduced, so we don't need to really do that. So we get 15 over 18x plus 4 times 3 is 12. 12 and 54 equals 3. And now let's do some reductions. So here you're getting 5 over 6. You just have to divide it by 3. X plus 2 over 9. 2 over 9? Yes. So you just have to divide it out by 6. And equals 3. And so now let's move everything that's not part of an x over to the right-hand side. So 3 minus 2 over 9. And how do we make this into 9? We multiply this whole thing by 3. So we get 9 on top. Sorry, every whole thing by 9, not by 3. 27 over 9 minus 2 over 9, and 5 over 6. X is equal to 27 over 9 minus 2 9, so 2 over 25 over 9. And we get 5 over 6x. And let me just scroll down a little bit here. So we get something around the lines of, well, let's start with the 5 to make it a little easier. And let me erase this part right here. So how do we approach this? These are some big numbers. I'm not even going to use a calculator. So let's see. So all you have to do is 1 over 6x, 25, 9 divided by, so you're pretty much dividing by 5, right? And so 25 divided by 5 is 5 over 9 and x, and then all you have to do is multiply the 6, and you get 5 times 6 is 5 times 6 is 30 over 9. 30 divided by 9 is simply, let's divide 10 over 3, and x is equal to 10 over 3, and that is the solution. And hopefully you guys see more of a better understanding of, how these examples work. And if I'm rushing it, do let me know in the comments below, and I can definitely slow down a little bit more. And the plan is to improve my video and style of teaching over time. And if you did like it and you learned something, or if it helped you, definitely subscribe and like and comment, and I would love to know what you guys think. So that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.